Hello, everyone, and welcome to Coach's Corner. I'm Ronnie Johnson. With me today is head strength and conditioning coach here at UAPB, Mr. Ken Coggins. Coach, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Ronnie. What an honor. What an honor.
Okay, Coach. This is your second year at UAPB. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Coach.
Born and raised in Mississippi. Jackson, Mississippi is my home. Have one brother and sister that lives still live in Jackson, as well as my mom.
Okay.
Born and raised, always loved Mississippi. But in strength and conditioning, you know, it's such a unique field. You know, to get where you want to get in life, you got to move around a lot. And that's been the career of my thing. I've been fortunate to travel all around the world. I went to the USSR when it was considered Moscow, Russia. I was one of the first American strength coaches to train in the Olympic, Bulgarian, Soviet training centers. We learned the Institute of Physical Culture from Dr. Yuri Vereshchansky, who invented plyometrics. People talk about speed a lot. I learned from the guy who invented speed, the guy, Dr. Ben Tobognick, who invented the run and shoot, the parachute. So I've been fortunate to go and train all over the world. It's been a real great opportunity and blessing for me.
Okay, so Coach, how did you get started in strength conditioning?
I was playing college football at Mississippi State University in 1980, 81, went through 86. In my last year, I pulled a hamstring, and I really had to rehab that. And to really rehab a hamstring injury, you got to really work the muscle really hard. And our strength coach, Al Miller, who went on to be a Hall of Fame strength coach in the National Football League, let me help him out as a student strength coach, then as a graduate assistant, and then we went on to Northeast Louisiana with him, and we won a national championship. So basically, it was because of an injury that taught me about the work ethic, how a strength and conditioning should be training as an athlete. It's so much more that goes into it than a lot of people think. You're here before any coach here, and you usually leave after everybody's gone.
Okay, Coach. So that's an interesting background, Coach. So what is the job of a strength and conditioning coach?
I look at the job of a strength and conditioning coach is to motivate athletes to take them to a level of training and achieve greatness, to set a goal with them and teach them how to work. A lot of young people come into college that have never been pushed to their limits. And so as a strength and conditioning coach, it's to drive them also with this generation of young people. Nowadays, it's a little bit different. The strength coach also, in my role, we have opportunity to mentor young people, to really teach them how to grow in life, because when they leave us, they're going to get out in the real world. They're going to face a lot of challenges. So our job also is teach them how to grow as a student athlete.
Okay, Coach, I'm looking at the signs you have here on your wall. First one says commitment. Tell us what commitment means in your eyes.
Commitment is when you come into a program, basically it's are you really committed to working? It's going to come down to how bad do you really want it. I mean, I tell people all the day, it's 4th and inches all day, every day. When you get down on the goal line, how you going to finish? How you going to finish in life? How you going to finish in the classroom? How you going to finish on that last rev, that set? How you going to commit each and every day as an athlete? And what we do here, these signs, they had none of these when I got here. So we want to put up there where the athlete can constantly visualize these things as they look across the playing field and look in their sport, to get that visualization in their mind.
Okay, and the next sign we see, Coach, it says effort.
You never want to finish a workout with a lack of effort. One thing you can't win with. You give me a young person with effort, who wins with effort and a heart, we'll win a lot of contests here. But you got to have that desire and effort to really compete for 60 minutes.
Okay, the next sign we see is discipline.
Discipline. I tell them there are two pains in life, the pain of discipline and the pain of regret. If you come in this program and if you go to class, if you're late to class, if you don't go to study hall, if you're late to weights, there will be a price to pay. The first one, the pain of discipline, the first one is temporary. The second one is eternal. You will have to make a choice. You're either going to go through pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Well, if you choose the pain of discipline, it's temporary, but the pain of regret is eternal for the rest of your life.
Okay. And the last one, Coach, is toughness.
Mental toughness. You cannot be a Division I athlete without toughness. You got to come to compete. You got to have physical and mental toughness. How hard are you going to push yourself? Where's your work ethic? Are you going to come and just go through the motions? Are you going to drive every day with intensity, fire? I tell them all the time, do you have the fire every day? Are you going to bring it every day and bring in the fire? You got to have a commitment and mental and physical toughness to transfer to the court, to the playing field, and whatever sports you're playing.
Okay, Coach. So, Coach, in your 30-plus career, you've trained a lot of athletes. Tell us about some you have trained in your career.
Probably the most beneficial. I've trained a lot of athletes for all sports, but there are two that comes to mind, and they just happen to be basketball players. Derek Fisher is the most hard-nosed athlete I've ever coached in close to 30 years. He's the most toughest. You talk about toughness. I mean, we started that young man. He was very soft, but when we finished with him, he couldn't even walk out of the weight room and drive home. But he understood the commitment. He understood the toughness when nobody had to tell him. We set goals with him, and we drove that young man till he couldn't go anymore. And we set high goals with him. And I'll never forget this. This was in the 90s when I was at Arkansas Little Rock. I said, one day, you will play this sport, the game you love, and not only you'll play it, you'll hit 3 different occasions winning shots to help your team win world championships. Go do the research. The success is history, but it came to one word: work. And the other one I would say would be Penny Hardaway. Penny Hardaway, when we were at the University of Memphis, was a guy nobody really heard of, had athletic skills, could play, loved the gym, but we got him in the weight room, started training him the right way, and we set goals with him. We drove him, and he had like a 56-inch vertical jump. We got him to a whole new level. We got several Final Fours with men's basketball there at Memphis. And bottom line, it all, whether it's basketball, whether it's football, whether it's baseball, whether it's soccer, the sport doesn't matter. It's come down to one thing: where is your commitment, toughness, and intensity? You can't walk into a weight room and go through the motions. You got to come in here and you got to bring it every day. You got to bring the intensity, enthusiasm, and fire, and be excited to be here. And you got to put it in the work. You got to put it in the work to get to that next level.
Okay, Coach. Man, Coach, you firing up our viewers here, Coach. All right, Coach, I see you have some new equipment here in the weight room. Tell us about this machine behind us.
Yes, this is the Austin leg drive machine. This machine is a lot of schools don't have this machine. One of the schools, it's out of Texas. One of the schools has it, Allen High School. They have 20 footers. They got them in the middle school, the high school. And what it is, a guy named Russell Austin, who made the shoulder pads, especially shoulder pads, to prevent shoulder rotator cuff injuries. Well, he wanted to come up with something that would take athletics to a whole new level. And this is what he came up with and designed. This is called the Austin leg drive. This one actually here in our weight room I designed. This is called the 7-footer. This is a smaller machine because of the less room, but it goes more steeper up a hill. This machine, whether it's a basketball player, the post player, a football player, or soccer player, it will totally transform your conditioning level. It's a total body conditioning. It not only works power, speed, and explosion, but it totally works your cardiovascular, at heart rate. It prepares you to win athletic competitions. Now you gotta, when you get in this, you'll find out real quick where your toughness is and how bad do you want it. This machine works from every muscle in the body. It teaches you how to work. And one thing I can say about this machine, it will totally change the culture of an athletic department.
Okay, Coach. Now, talking about athletes and sports, let's use football for example. And you have several positions. You have offensive line, defensive line, running backs, linebackers, quarterbacks. So how would you train an offensive lineman compared to how you would train a wide receiver?
Several ways. There's so many ways you can do it. For the offensive lineman, we usually this is called the blocking T pad. We have them getting in their stance, and they're really extending their arms, driving their feet, just like when they do coming off the line, getting a good base. It really is punching, getting those hands up. For receivers and defensive backs, we take the pad off. We get inside the roller pads. What they're going to do is just like their own man-on-man receivers, man-on-man coverage. You're extending your arms. You're pushing, extending the arms all the way up. For secondary, they do a lot of backpedaling and change their direction. So we're going to have their butt at the bottom of the pad. And you're going to drive all the way up, just like they do. And you're going to walk it down slow. If I would have had this back when I played, I wouldn't have had a hamstring. And another thing, it also is great for rehab. It will really help the athlete get stronger coming back from an injury. And that's where a lot of people don't know. It's not only good for strength and conditioning, but excellent for sports medicine and training as well.
All right, Coach Wood, we want to thank you for joining us today. You have anything you want to tell Golden Lion Nation? Golden Lion Nation, I just say, when you come to UAPB, you better put on your helmet, you better put on your sword, and get excited to be a UAPB Golden Lion, because it's a great opportunity and we're moving forward. All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, and you have a good day.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
As head strength and conditioning coach here at UAPB, Mr. Ken Coggins, we thank you and we'll see you next time.